Ladies and gents, welcome back once again here to Hitbox for the Arena Showdown #1. I'm Met joined by Jono, and as you can see, I think we're just about to get ready to go into the knife round. In fact, is this live for pistols?
No. Oh my god, my voice. No. I was so worried that was going to happen. It's been happening for ages. I don't know why. Just ignore me. They were just about to relive for knife, but somebody's got a sound problem.
Okay.
But this is better than last time because there's some things we need to go over, and it takes a little while to explain them. And Metas, I've done it twice. You can explain it, mate. Go ahead.
Right. So basically, we're doing giveaways. We're giving away a Steam wallet after every single game. Now, to put yourself into contention to take it away, you're going to need to follow and like a few places. Ruben, are these actually put up in the chat, or do we need to? All right. Okay, so GLaDOS is apparently posting these in, so you need to follow and like, and I believe you also need to put down your username as well on the Facebook link so that we can get in contact with you if you do win in the comment section. So once all of that is done, you put yourselves in with a chance to win. Is it €20 or $20? $20. All right, after every single game. Definitely worth doing. Knife round is live here, and we're going to see which side is which, and map will indeed be cash.
Yeah, we're in for a treat, aren't we? Some interesting maps tonight. Well, I don't know if Cobblestone was a treat, but we got through it. And yeah, another custom map is DE Cache, a map that's been played a lot more than Cobblestone, obviously. A map most people will be more familiar with. And the two teams we've got is another Swedish team, a team that you could consider a mixed team, to be honest, because I won't go into details, but there's a team just announced called Flipside, and some of these players are actually going to be in that. So this team is a mixed team called Buggit, and we've got Pyth, Twist, Kaboom, Schneider, who recently left Fnatic, and Berg. And on the other side, we've got the Spanish team, which is Team Overgaming. Maizon, Musamban, Carey, Lowen, no, it's Lowen, I think, let's just call him Low, and Flippin. And so this is actually live into the first round, and Overgaming are starting on the T side. And they're just taking it very slowly here, just biding their time, filling the CTs out, making sure they're not going to get pushed anywhere. With it being a mixed team, I'm sure they're aware of this, and be aware for some quite weird tactics. They're not going to be that organised as a team, so they're just making sure nothing crazy happens. They're just taking their time, and I like this style. And look at that, Twist down to 9 HP with the first click of the game. Very nice start there for Overgaming. Not quite getting the frag, but definitely securing an advantage. And they're actually going to go over towards this A site, and there is a member gone over to B from Buggit already, so there's only going to be 2 members here defending the A-bomb site. So let's see if they're going to be able to take the site. They really are taking their time, aren't they? They're going to spot one straight away, and that's Kabomb. He gets the first kill. Musamban drops. Can he get himself a second? Surely not. He's in a good position to do so. Gets 2. Lovely play from Kabomb. Flipping runs in, takes down 2 off his own. Py's got 1 in the meantime, and Carey in with 1 as well. It's 2 versus 2. Very forwards and backwards, early exchanges there going on. The health advantage does favour the CTs though, you've got to say. And Dark Lord's going to get the kill. It's now Carey, 1 versus 2. Everything to do here. He's been spotted. He's stuck on the site. This is going to be extremely difficult, and he's not going to be able to do it. The former Fnatic man, Schneider, does secure the first round for the CTs. And, by the way, Metas, Dark Lord, I believe, is Berg, just so we're clear.
Berg.
Berg, yeah.
It's always confusing. Yeah, it's always confusing when people tag up as random names. So maybe you should stick with Dark Lord. I'm not too sure. But regardless, first round, as you did call, went to CTs. Now, Jono, cash is a map. Let's dig our teeth in a bit here. What are you expecting to see? Do you feel this is more T or CT favoured?
I think it's more CT favoured. We're just going to reconnect after this round, but I think it's about 9-6 CT. But this is a map I'm not 100% on, so the overlay's bug game. But don't worry about it, guys. Even this is an anti-eco round. Schneider's going to get a lot of action over at this B site. Simple B play. But yeah, expecting 9-6 around there, maybe 10-5 even for CTs. Definitely when I've played it, most of the games I've seen, it's been the CT side that's been easier. It's quite a large map, so rotates do take a while, but yeah, 2-0. I'm losing track of what I'm saying because for Albans restarting the TV, I believe. So we're just going to be jumping back into the game momentarily. By the way, have you got any predictions? Do you really know much about this mixed team? Because it's fair enough if you don't. They are a mixed team. Have you got a prediction on this?
I've seen them in other teams, but I don't know how they do together. So it's a tough one for me, honestly, John. I mean, obviously we've all seen ex-Wizards, as they were known before, now Overgaming, are a very strong team. You know, they are towards the top tier, maybe not the top 3 or 4 teams, but they're up there. So I find this is a fairly difficult one to call, especially on a map like Cache. One thing's for sure that they've started extremely confidently, but I'd probably just about edge it with Buggit.
Yeah, alright.
How about
Yeah,
yourself?
I can't even call that either. It's that Swedish power again, isn't it? The crazy individual skill that they've got. And make no mistake, there's a lot of individual skill on this Swedish mixed team. But on the other hand, Overgaming seem very well prepared and well drilled as a team. They've been together for a long time. So do you know what? I'm going to go against you and favour teamwork, because I prefer teamwork over raw talent. So I'm going to say Overgaming, but I'd expect it to be close, and I definitely won't be surprised if the Swedish team take it.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a fair shout. And with 33 seconds to go, nobody has fallen. So OG Overgaming, it looks like they are looking to push on the B site. They don't have enough time really anymore to rotate. As you say, it takes quite a bit of time to get from one site to the other, so it is going to be a B. They're putting all their eggs in this B basket. They get the first kill on Dark Lord. Flashes come down. On the uppers, will be firing across from Schneider, but he's unable to pick anybody up, and that will be the bomb down as well. So Overgaming, they've done the hard part. Now they've just got to lock this site, not allow the retake to come into effect. Cabon may be going to get round the back. That could be what clutches this one out for the counter-terrorists, but looking at the positions right now from OG, this is not going to be an easy one for him. In fact, Flippin's coming round from the backside, and there we go. Flippin will get that kill, and that should be the round. Yep, saving up. Few weapons going to get taken through to the 4th round here, and that will be the first round on the board for OG.
That's an interesting call, you know, to save 4 versus 3 with a lot of time remaining. 2 of them had kits, so I don't know, maybe they've got a team leader that wants to not really take any gambles and make sure they can buy the next round. And in fact, the money is terrible, so pretty much a mix buy for the CTs. 2-1, as you said, is the scoreline, and OG getting off to a decent start. They've taken the 3rd round, so kind of with an early buy, catching the CTs unawares. And I like the kind of style they're employing here, like a methodical, very slow, worked out approach as terrorists, really taking their time and pushing sites as a team. And I really like to see that, and I favour that over, as I've said, individual skill, because it's a team game. It's like football. It's like Germany last night. They were just a better team. But okay, so here we go, 2-1. Both teams have bought again. Still early days, of course. I expect this to be a close game, in my opinion, folks. And don't forget to follow the channel and go on Twitter and Facebook and repost, retweet the posts at Hitbox and at Hitbox Live, and you might win $20 on a Steam wallet. The overlay's bugging again, but don't worry about that. We're going to sort it all out. So I think, Metas, we're going to have a lot more time to talk in this game, because OG really are taking their time.
Man, they certainly are. They're really taking it every second and making it count here. This time around, it's going to be the role reversal. Last time it was B. This time it's mid and A. Flipping, taking point through mid. Dark Lord round to his right-hand side. And a couple flashbangs and smokes are thrown in for good measure. So this is going to be a 4 versus 2 if they push out right now. You got Lowell looking through Squeaky. Rest of the team are looking through Main. Wasn't buying the tape point. Here comes Kari as well. He gets taken down. Couple kills very quickly. Answered back though from OG. Look at that. 6 kills in as many milliseconds. 2v2 situation. Mason's going to get that bomb down, although he's been heavily tagged up. Schneider gets the kill on Lowell. And now it's all down to that 28 hit points on Mason. Player to his left-hand side. Flashbang comes down, hiding behind the forklift, but it will not be enough. And that's going to be the 3-1 scoreline.
Unlucky. We're going to reconnect, so I'm really sorry about this. Slight issues we're having, but we'll hopefully iron them out. And yeah, unlucky. I really like the push there from OG. You see how many smokes and flashes and how coordinated it was. I really like to see that. But 3-1, it seems at the moment that Swedish raw power is going to overrule the gorgeous team play of the Spanish at the moment. Twist has got an AWP, so he's managed to save that. Well, he might have bought it, I think, actually. And OG, of course, are just going to be taking their time. Taking their sweet time. The Swedish team, something to note, very standardly spread out, if you get me. 2-1-2, just one man in mid. 2 on A, 2 on B, and that's fair enough. And yeah, it's really taking their time. We need some more like side notes to talk about here. They're going towards this B site, and actually it's been left slightly exposed. There is a man in checkers, which is the area to the right of Flipping there, and a good grenade is actually going to unveil his position. He gets tagged to 11 HP. It is Twist, and a good nade is going to see him to his grave. Schneider's here on the rotate at CT already, so it's not completely open. But OG are they're still taking their time. They're not even pushing in yet. Another kill from Flipping, however, is going to see that they will get the site. Mustambani has got the flank, but he won't get any action. Carey is going to take down Schneider. But, no, not Schneider. Kabom, yeah, Schneider and Kabom got the 2, sorry. Getting confused with the assists there. And Kabom, the last man remaining, has only got 2. Can he go crazy and get the ace? We'll have to see. No, he won't. Maison is going to get a nice headshot through the smoke. Kabom drops, and 3-2 is the scoreline. And money is not great for the CTs. They're going to be ecoing 3-2. And, of course, we would expect OG to pick up the anti-eco round, and it would be an even scoreline of 3-3.
It certainly would. Definitely going along, pardon me, with what you were saying before about it being a close match, maybe going down to the wire. It's certainly the case thus far. Mustambani really pushing towards Squeaky. They're stacking A with 4 players, so they're looking to call this one. And you know, this isn't a bad shout either, because OG, they've been rotating it. They've been focusing on B, then A, then B, and now it's A again. So this is a very good shout here, I've got to say, from the side of Buggit. And now you can see the players warring on in. Schneider and Pipe around the corner. Gonna get one with the CZ, looking for a second, not claim it, but Twist is very aggressively pushed his way around the backside with the CZ. How much work can he do? Picks up 2 very quick kills, brings it back to a 2-on-3 in favor of his team. The bomb is down though, and that could be a saving grace from Over Gaming. Twist now is going to pick up another kill. That rotate was sublime. He's looking for the final kill in this round, but it's Dark Lord with the CZ that comes good. I have to give so much praise to Buggit, I should say, for that call first off to stack 4 players on A, and then how quickly the rotate came about from Twist.
Yeah, those headshots from Twist, my god, nice play from him. A nice team play as well. A great decision. They rolled the dice, and well, the odds came back for them, and that definitely worked out. Now 4-2, and Overgaming are going to be able to just about buy by the skin of their teeth. It's an interesting decision not to eco, probably brought on by the fact that they know the CTs have not really got a bank yet. So if they were to win another round, the CTs would probably be onto eco once again. So that's the reason that they're forcing it up, and it's a fair enough decision. I like it a lot. And actually, an aggressive play over there at A is going to give the CTs information, but it's almost disinformation because they didn't sight anybody, and they're actually going to rotate over and leave A slightly more exposed. But I can see through the X-ray on Kari's position here. They're boosting it up. It's Pike who's going to get 1. Can he get a second? He's going to spray away, get 2. A lovely play from Pike. A nice boost. And that's really going to throw a spanner in the works for a very patient, slow, methodical team such as Overgaming. That is one of the bad points of playing it so slowly. You become pretty much exposed to aggressive pushes like that. And Pipe is definitely a man that will take advantage of such things. And kaboom with a nice headshot. I want to say kaboom for effect. 4 plays 2. Maison doesn't actually have a gun, so Flippin's only... well, he's the main hope really for Overgaming, but you've got to say, courtesy of Kabom there, with another frag, that the odds are definitely favouring the CT side here. Overgaming are probably going to be facing the scoreline of 5-2, and I've hit a patch of pause, a bit of lag.
Same, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's pause, but I'm not entirely sure. But just go back to a point you made before. I completely agree with you, John. I think it's a really good point that you raised, that when you're fairly slow and also predictable, as Overgaming are starting to become with how slow and steady they push, that does allow the aim stars, you know, the individual brilliance of Buggit to kind of exploit that and to try and get sneaky peeks, as we saw there, Pyth picking up a double. So that's something that maybe Overgaming are going to have to change up as this map progresses on, especially if the slow approach doesn't work. I'm quite curious to see if they will start to rush or play more aggressive. Yeah,
it's just a question of how long they wait until they change, if you know what I mean. And if it keeps working for them, then there's no reason to change. But it's 5-2 now. That's a deficit of 3. If they lose any more, then absolutely they should they should change it up. I'm going to take this interlude to do something we haven't done yet. And if you want to get in touch with us, because this seems to be a perfect game to do this, if you want to get in touch on Twitter and send out some questions or remarks, and maybe we'll read them out or answer your questions, because we're having a lot of free time in this game. So at the Twitters is at Metas TV. I'm correct in that, right, Vince?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, and at Jono Whiting, Jono Whiting. So if you want to hit us up on Twitter, we'll definitely respond to everything that we can. And obviously, I appreciate all the followers. I've still got barely any. But back on topic, is there anything you'd like to remark further on this game? Or should we tell the lovely folks again how they can win $20 in Steam Wallet? Should we do that?
Yeah, I should probably let you guys know that after every game, and there is another one coming up after this, it will be a best of 3. It's ESG versus the winners of this match. We're going to be giving away $20 worth of Steam Wallet, so you can buy your own skins and purchase whatever you want. And what you need to do to put yourself into contention for that is to follow the stream and also follow the links that will be popping up in the chat from GLaDOS, who is one of the moderators here, who's been doing a great job, may I add. And all you need to do is on the Facebook post, on the comment section, write what your username is on Hitbox, so we can obviously contact you and notify you if you were successful. So it's that simple. Follow the links, follow the stream, and then you'll be good to go.
Yeah, make sure you repost and retweet the post, and that'll make sure you're eligible. So yeah, I mean, this is the second event Hitbox have done, and it's already shaping up to be pretty exciting. We've got ESG obviously have gone through, and the winners of this will face ESG, of course. And then tomorrow we've got another set of the same format, so we're going to have another 3 games tomorrow. And then the following day we've got the grand final, as it were, and the winner of that will win €750. That's not bad for 3 days' work.
Not bad at all. And as you can see right now, it's actually up on the stream, so if you're curious as to which team's going to be playing when, tomorrow at 19:30 Central European Standard Time, so same start as today, will be Mouse Sports up against the Copenhagen Wolves mixed team, and then it'll be Berserk against Alagon, and of course the winner of those 2 matches will face each other in the semi-finals. So plenty good teams, plenty Counter-Strike coming up over the next few days here, Jono, and quite interesting to see which of these teams gets through to that all-important grand finale.
Yeah, right. I'm going to push you now. Who do you think is going to win the whole thing?
Oh man,
sorry.
That's a tough one, because, I mean, to be completely upfront and honest, haven't seen a great deal of Berserk or Alagon recently. I'm not even sure who's in the Copenhagen Wolves mixed team.
I don't either, actually.
So that makes it difficult to decide. Obviously, if Copenhagen Wolves have star players, then it's going to be hard to bet against them. But Mouse Sports have always been a constant factor, a very solid team. From what I've seen so far, ESG also looked very good, although that was on cobblestone, so it's hard for me to really put that in terms of how strong they are. That's not a map that
as exciting and new as it was.
Yeah, it's difficult to say these guys are definitely going to take it, because it was cobblestone after all.
Definitely. That was the first ever time it was played in a competitive tournament, so we just made history, man.
We did. They made history, and ESG did win that one. I think it was, 16-10 at the end?
16-10, yeah. Do you know what? I think ESG could go on and win the whole thing. On their day, I think they can do extremely well.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout, to be fair.
Yeah, I think they've integrated Delpan, who is the newest member, very well indeed as well. And of course, if you integrate a player like Delpan into the team, then you're going to be pretty strong. So I think they can go far. Out of these 2 teams, I've already called over gaming, but I could see either one doing it. But when they go against ESG after this, I don't see them being able to defeat them, either of these 2 teams.
Yeah, I think that's also a fair statement. Also, guys, if you are sat here, you just joined us, you're like, hold on a second, what's going on? Why are they talking? Why don't we have CS action going on? It's because we have a pause. It's currently 4-2, although it looks like it's going to be 5-2. And the reason is internet issues. So as soon as we do get an update on that, we, of course, will pass that over to you. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be resuming this very shortly. It is Overgaming up against the side of Buggit. Buggit on CT, Overgaming on T on Cash. So there you go.
Absolutely. Quite an even start, actually. Overgaming got a few really good rounds. They seem like a really coordinated team. It's interesting to watch them. Why don't I ask you a question kind of related to the CS scene overall? Of course, we've got ESL1 Cologne coming up in a month or so, and there's a possibility of them actually introducing Overpass and Cobble into the map rotation. How do you feel about that? What are your kind of first reactions to that?
I guess my first reactions from a spectator and just a fan of CSGO is a good one. It's a fairly positive one. The more maps, the better. I'm not sure if the players would agree with that sentiment though, because obviously then it's more maps for them to have to learn and to anti-strat and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I kind of like the idea. Cobblestone there. It was an interesting matchup. Yes, it was fairly one-sided. I believe we're actually live again though, Jono. We are live, and it was 5-2. So just to finish up, yeah, I'm pretty excited. How about yourself?
It's in theory, it's a good idea. I'm not really sure on the maps that have been added. Like add Tuscan for God's sake, and maybe Season. At least the teams will have played that. But adding 2 brand new maps a month before a £250,000 or dollar, whatever it is, tournament, it's not a great idea in my opinion. But okay, 5-2, and this is an eco now coming out from the Spanish team, and Schneider's going to open things up, getting those eco Cobra frags. Oh, nearly got the other 2 there as well. Twist chimed in for one with the AWP. Musamban actually getting himself a second, so all of a sudden it's not a bad eco round. Kabum, Pyth, and Dark Lord, which is Berg, I believe. But yeah, if he's going to be stubborn about his name, then he's going to get called Dark Lord. And the left CT members, and the bomb's going to get planted here, and they've actually got guns. So Musamban and Lowen, can they do this? Can they pull this one off? Kabom is going to open things up for the CTs. Now with 3 versus 1, Musamban has got an AWP in hand. He's got the wrong angle though, and Dark Lord is going to pick him off. So that's going to be 6-2 now, and all of a sudden the lead is becoming it's becoming quite large actually for the Swedish mixed team. It's 6-2.
As you called though, not a terrible eco round there from Overgaming. They got a couple picks. They got an AWP away from them, although it was picked up at the end. And they did get the plant, so it's going to allow them to get an AWP, Musambani, with $0. So he is just about going to be able to afford that. Let's see the armor and a smoke and flash. But these are the kind of rounds right now that Overgaming needs to start picking up. Another match pause coming in, so they're saying go, so I'm hopeful it's going to resume pretty fast.
Yeah, it's probably the Go TV lag, because we get the delay. So when it actually pauses, we just see it frozen. The game frozen, but now we've caught up with it again. So it should be the same one. Don't worry, guys. So 6-2, and this is a round that I'd like to see Overgaming pick up for the sake of an even, exciting game, and I'd like to see them kind of change up the pace a little bit. As you've said, they're becoming a little bit predictable. This team, Buggit, this mixed team, they kind of understand that they're going to have a lot of room and a lot of time to push and change things around, and that's probably not going to play into the favour of Overgaming, because, as I've said, these are 5 very, very skilled Swedish players, and if there's anything that they'll like as CT, it's room to kind of change it up and be aggressive and do things they want to do. So, well, here comes actually a fast push onto A, quite potentially. They've already gone all the way up to door, and a boost has incurred on the CT side, and Flippy's going to spot the booster, and now they know he's up there. This hasn't worked out at all for the CTs, and Overgaming just needs to hurry up, for God's sake, and get out. Dark Lord has already rotated round now. In fact, they're completely aware that it is A, and are they going to go for a double fake hit? No, they're not. They're actually going to push out very late, and now there's 3 members of the CT already there. They really take too long, from my opinion, and Kabom is going to get 3! Kaboom! Just like that. Dark Lord with 2 as well, and that's the price you pay for indecision, for being too slow. 7-2.
I completely agree with you. They got the pick. They should have just been rushing out and trying to convert that into a bomb plant or a few more kills. They also saw the boostee, or the booster as it were, and yet they didn't cotton on that Kabom could still be up there, and he got triple kill for his troubles. So all around Overgaming not really playing that one perfectly, and they are going to get punished with an eco. So this could very well be an 8-2 scoreline right now for the side of Buggit. And let's have a look. Slow push onto B. Just Schneider's here. So again, if they fully go on to this one, it's going to be a 4-on-1 or so. Now Darklaw's moving around. They got the first kill on Schneider. Darklaw's now in good position with the AK-47 to make something happen. There we go. He hasn't picked up any kills very narrowly missing out. Heavy tags up a couple in the process though, and our Pyth from uppers is wreaking havoc with the M4. Picks up the first on Tamus and Barney. Twist is going to be in all sorts of trouble, but it's an amazing AWP shot. Talk about reactions. Pyth gets another one, and suddenly it's a 4 versus 1 as Kyrie has also fallen. Also on Mason, he will die, but Twist, oh my goodness, that kill.
Oh my days. That was sexy. That was so good.
Just smashed him.
I'm chuckling. I can kind of imagine doing it myself and just the feeling of elation, like, yes, I destroyed you. You had the angle and everything. So yeah, 8-2. In the end, it was fairly simple for the fully equipped CT mixed team here, Buggit. Overgaming though with a great entrance and a bomb plant. So that's kind of what you want from an eco round. So you can count that as a success, I suppose. But it's come to the time now. It's halfway through the half, and if the CTs keep racking up rounds in this fashion, it's really going to get away from them here. And a bit of overextension from Pyth is going to see his defeat. And actually, Dark Lord is overextended, but it's worked out for him. So 4-4 now. A lot of aggression on the CT side, and Twist is going to take down Carey, who was blind. I think he was trying to get across there mid, but he got caught off guard and got shut down fairly easily. And look at this, Kabom has come all the way round, and they're just walking over them. They're literally pushing wherever they want. This is a mixed team. They've got a lot of confidence, and it's a scary prospect, honestly.
It certainly is. They're just kind of going and doing whatever they so choose and decimating Overgaming these last few rounds. Overgaming have got enough to get AK-47s. They've got 2 Molotovs as well, so let's see how they make them work. I would suggest maybe a mid or 8 push, but look at this from Pyth, just opening up with the auto sniper through the wall, gets himself a headshot onto Kari, and they get 2 quick fire kills. So again, they buy up full AKs, they go down 2 players, there's some Barney though, but another kill from Schneider takes out Flippin, and there's heavy tags up across the board. Mason chimes back on Dark Lord. Can they make this 3v2 against them work? Oh my goodness, the grenade landing on the head of Mason, who's already up to around 20 or 30 hit points. Couple shots come across. Schneider realizes last player is on A. I think he's guessed it's more than likely to his left-hand side. With some Barney up on the little jump that will be taken out. 10-2 now the scoreline, and this is quickly getting into dangerous waters for Overgaming.
The scar 20 from Pyth, he bought it, went up to mid, it just spammed through the wall and he got one. And a grenade as well flied in because he was doing so much damage. So yeah, 10-2, they're making it look very, very easy indeed, and they're just overflowing with confidence, and I'm beginning to rethink my original prediction here. Overgaming, I've got a lot to do. And Dark Lord with a 2-tap. Half blind. Carey's going to be so annoyed at that, I can tell you. Mizon gets one back though. Can they get a second? Yes, they can. Another overextension is going to maybe not work out, but look at Schneider's position. He's going to let one go by. Only the one though, so didn't actually make full advantage of the positional play there. 3 plays 2 now, and at this point I'm just expecting the Swedish mixed team to win these kind of situations, but I'm hoping Overgame can get this. They've only got 2 rounds on the board, and as I've said, it's a CT-sided map, but it's not a 10-2 CT-sided map, so yeah, absolutely, they need this round, and here's a very good chance to pick up the round, and Meisel's going to take down Pyth. Can he get a second? No, he can't, but it's going to be mopped up there from Musan Bani. 10-3, finally another round for the Spanish team.
Yeah, really need to get these last 2 on the board as well. There's so much bank on the side of the counter-terrorists for Buggit. Just insta-buying up with AWPs, M4s, and still have a bunch of money to play with. So whatever happens here, they're going to have enough for the last round as well. So, Overgaming, they're going to have to make the most of this one. How's their attack looking? 4 players stacked on B. Just Muzambani looking towards A. Again, not a fast push. Playing it slow and steady. It's been kind of mixed in how well it's paid off for them so far. Got a couple rounds from playing slow, but more often than not, Buggit have known exactly what to expect, and they've been in prime position to fend off the onslaught. 3 players actually in mid right now for Buggit, and they are going to be locking this one down. Now, let's have a look at the push in from OG. 4 players rushing through smokes. It's just Twist. However, Berg is going to come around from the side. There's Twist, gets the first one. 2 hit points to his name. That's all that he needs with the AWP, though. If he can just get a couple more shots, they're going to get this site locked down. The bombs fall as well. Twist gets a third. all with about 2 hit points. This is unbelievable. He's still alive somehow. There's Burke, though. Gets himself one, and the final kill. 11-3. Massive plays from Twist.
Jesus Christ. That's ridiculous. 2 HP and he got 3. That shouldn't happen. Should never ever happen. I don't get what Overgaming are doing there. I'm like getting frustrated for them. They played it so perfectly. The flashes and smokes were so good that Twist was on 2 HP before he'd even seen somebody. And then they just sit in the entrances and Pyth showing us what he's made of. Gorgeous one tap on Mustang Bound, but I'm gonna continue being angry because they just sat around, they didn't push in, and they threw that one away. It was a round to be taken, and they didn't take it, quite simply. But Flippin is gonna open up the Spanish proceedings. He's got one for himself now. Kaboom is in a tough spot. He's going to be sandwiched in as long as they can hurry up, and they are pushing in, I think. Well, yes, he can get him. So now it's 3 versus 2, and they've got the entrance once again. A nice kill from Carey, actually. The first time he's picked up the big AWP, and he's made it work. Lovely shot now, all on Twist. 1 versus 3. 11-4 is workable in as much as if they pick up the pistol round, then it'll become probably 11-7, but it's still a very good half from the CP side. 11-4, absolutely. So that's a good side from the Swedish. Overgain it with a lot to do here.
And let's have a look at that last round, right? Overgaming, played aggressive, they got the round. I just wish they'd learnt that a good 5 or 6 rounds beforehand instead of playing slow all the time. So, yeah, aggression seems to be the word of the day for the Spanish right now. Role's going to be reversed, as you say, desperately need this pistol round. This could pretty much make or break them out for them. It's that simple. And let's have a look. Looks like it's going to be a B rush, though, from the Swedish. They are slowing it down. Don't want to give anything away. Throwing decoys around the map as well. Trying to keep the Spanish as confused and second-guessing themselves as possible. Kari's in a good position here. He gets one. Has been spotted, though. And now the charge is well and truly on for Buggit. They're going in and 4. Schneider gets the kill. Also, Bonnie has got onto uppers. Here's checkers as well. Schneider gets himself a second kill. This is pretty nice start from the terrorist side. He was looking for his third, and he does get it with 7 hit points remaining. And this has gone from bad to worse. On the side of Overgaming, Bomb is down, all amazing. Couple players tagged up, but this is a tall ask for him. And he desperately needs to close this one out for his team if they want a chance. Schneider is round the back. He's not going to be peeking just yet. Flashbang comes on through, does land on Mason. And now the peek from Pi, that's going to be 12-4. And now this has just turned into a massive mountain to climb.
Yeah, definitely. Just to put this kind of game into context for people that are maybe not so familiar with this team, what we're witnessing is a team of 5 very, very skilled individuals playing. Yes, a very well organised, well drilled, methodical team, but the 5 Spanish players are just not as good as the Swedish players. It's simple as that. I hate to be frank, but the skill gap it seems to be too large here for Overgaming, and they just haven't got into gear, and they haven't been able to make their tactics work for them. And I really think that your prediction was definitely the correct one. I can't see Overgaming coming back to win this now. They've got a few pistols across the board. They've been fairly good with getting pistol kills. It's just converting the actual rounds that's been the issue. Twist, interestingly enough, has not brought up, so he's going to be AWPing next round, one would assume. And so, yeah, I really think they've been outclassed here, It's just in terms of individual skill. Oh, but hello, I'll carry on casting as 2 kills come in quick succession. Make that 3! This is an eco round, folks. Look at this. Absolute smackdown. Just Pyth remaining with the AK. Fantastic anti-eco round coming out from Overgaming. Well played. 12-5.
Where was this Overgaming in the first half? Is a question I need to ask, because that was awesome. That was sublime, and yes, I did call that I thought that Buggit were going to win, but I agreed with you there, Jono, that I thought this would go right down to the wire. I thought this would be a kind of 16-14, 16-13 kind of scoreline, but it's been anything but that so far. However, maybe that's the kick up the backside that the Spanish needed, and now they're going to come out swinging. Now on CT side, they do have the weapon advantage, just the one AK assault rifle on the side of Buggit here. Can they make it work? Yes, they can. Twist has got the first. Double boost, actually. 2 of them up there. And it's going to be Twist and Kabom, I believe. Pyth just chilling out. Trying to get some spammer across with the Deagle. Oh, this is a good position, though. And in fact, I thought Lower was in prime position to get a bunch of kills. He gets taken down. Flipping from mid, though, peeks out and does get the man, so does get the revenge for his fallen comrade, but still, the player advantage in the hands of Buggit. They've got the AK-47 back. This time it's on Kabum. Got a CZ, in fact, 2 CZs and a Deagle. And looking to move on to B. Just Kari is there. Flippin's mid, Mason on A. So an even spread out from OG. Not too sure what to expect, but Flippin seems to have had his spidey senses tingling, and he has moved himself towards B. This is a good play. So 3 on 2. They've got the weapon advantage, but can they convert this into the round? They desperately need this one. Schneider's picked up the player on A, and now instantly the rotate is in effect from the side of Buggit. Flippin and Kari are still on B. They have not quite twigged this one just yet. Flippin's now starting to move, but Burke's surely going to get this plant down. And now it's all in favour of Buggit. Flippin spotted himself Python in the mid. Some fire being exchanged. Bomb has been planted. Burke's found himself a player in mid as well. Nobody's fallen just yet in these early confrontations. Kyrie moving round. Nice headshot there. Does get answered from Schneider though. And now it's a 2-on-1. They got a 2-on-0. Schneider obliterating 20 for 8 so far on this map. Really stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, he is, absolutely. It's a good advert for him to be picked up again. See, it was dropped from Fnatic just recently, which I thought was a shame. In terms of that round, what more can I say other than they were outplayed? My god, they had 1 AK in the hands of Twist, so they send him off, he gets 2, and then Schneider just casually wanders over to A and takes down the other guy who doesn't have, well, Schneider doesn't have a gun. Musambani gets taken down with an M4 in hand. It's just their aim, it's just ridiculously good. And it seems that Overgaming don't have an answer here, and that was a round they could not afford to lose. In terms of confidence, in terms of momentum, but more importantly in terms of it's now 13-5. And you would expect this to be another Swedish round, making it 14-5, and that would be 1 away from the magic match point. And yeah, I can definitely see it being ESG and Buggit in the last game of the Nightmares, which, by the way, will be a really interesting game.
Battle of the Swedes, indeed. So, who is going to come out on top? This game's not quite over just yet, but it's certainly looking like the side of Overgaming are circling the drain right now. They're on life support. Doesn't look good. Player down. A push on. Burr's going to take point. There's Schneider though again. Surprise, surprise, getting kills. 3 different players, 4 different players come in with a kill of their own at the end. And as you mentioned, 14-5. And just to add salt into the wounds there, nobody fell from the terrorist side. So that's just going to be even more bank in their back pocket.
Yeah, big bank. Absolutely. 14-5. Big gap, big drain of emotion, and at this point they're just thinking, you know, it's so hard to come back mentally from 14-5 on a side that you've already failed at. So, well, let's see if they can get a few rounds and start clawing their way back to maybe a closer scoreline, but 1-for-1 once again, it's not going to be good enough for the CTs. Okay, that's better. Flipping gets 1 more, so now it's 4 versus 3. The advantage does need to be in the CT side, you know, going on previous events. Flipping is going to make sure that it's a double advantage here. 4 plays 2 now. Kabom and Schneider, 2 very dangerous players in this match so far left alive. So let's not rule them out just now, but Musamban actually shutting him down with a gorgeous headshot. So Schneider now 1 versus 4. And now, if he gets this round, matters, they're going to be so devastated. It's going to be GG. But if they can just bloody convert this round, then they might have a chance of clawing some rounds together and coming back into it. But I'm not going to get excited just yet.
It would be a crazy clutch if Schneider pulled this one out. He does have the bomb, so that is a slight saving grace. 30 seconds to play with, but they know where he is now. Smoke comes out, gets the first kill. He's got Mason to his right-hand side, directly to his right-hand side. He spotted him out, but doesn't get the kill. And there we go, just outnumbered, outgunned. 22 for 9 though, Schneider, so he can hold his head high. In actual fact, everybody chiming in on the side of Buggit, doing a great job. 14-6. This is still a huge ask for the Spaniards, though. I wouldn't want to be in their position, Jono, gotta be honest.
No, but everybody's raging at each other at this point. Everyone's like, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Yeah, unless well, it's their character, the strength of character that's going to be tested, and that's really where it comes into it here. And so, OG. They've got guns. They've got a lot of rounds to find, but sure, they're on the easier side. Let's see if they can get another round. Let's just take it round by round. And Schneider is going to open things up with a lovely first entry frag. Lowell goes down. That's certainly not what the doctor ordered. The Spanish fans out there. So now they're going to probably be able to get the A bomb site all to themselves. Actually, a good rotate has already happened. 3 members are over there. Musamban answering back, getting a second nearly. Not quite finishing off the job, but Meisland's going to get one as well. So great play actually, and flipping with another. This is nice to watch from Overgaming. Twist and Berg, the left members. 3 plays 1. Twist last man. I mean, at this point you probably want to save it up, but he's a Swedish man with a lot of confidence. He's not going to save. He's going to go for it. He's got the bomb. 35 seconds on the clock. One would assume this is definitely going to be 14-7.
Looking likely. But a couple players tagged up. He has a glimmer of hope. He's got the first one. Can he get the second? No. It still does do a bit of economic damage there to the side of Overgaming. This looks like it is going to be an eco round though for the Swedes. No, in fact it's not. They're going to go for the full buy-up with a Deagle and a CZ. So they are confident in their abilities, and why the hell not? They won a round previously with just Twist with an AK-47. This time they got 2 AKs and a Galil. So they can make this one work for them. And I definitely agree with what you said previously as well. They need to take each round at a time here. Do Overgaming. It's easy to look at 14-7 and go, Christ, we're so far behind, we have no chance. But if you take it each round in a row, at a time as well, and you start to accumulate rounds here, there, and everywhere, suddenly it doesn't look so bad. Suddenly it looks doable. So that's the way they're going to have to play this one. 14-7 doesn't look good. However, they have got a couple rounds. They've got a bit of momentum on their side. And again, you can see that this time Buggit are taking a leaf out of Overgaming's playbook, and they're playing this one slow. They're not committing to anything. Schneider gets another opening pick, 24-10. He is really on fire so far. So that is a player down on A, and now Lowell is forced to kind of have half a mind to cover that one with flipping. Meanwhile, the rest of Buggit starting to move around towards B. Jono, this is not looking good. Mr. Barney has picked up one, but he's been spotted.
I think the favourite still lies with OG. Well, I say that. Probably forgets it made. Yeah, but the more, they're better equipped. Berger's got a pistol, Twist has got a pistol, but it hasn't stopped them in the past, absolutely not. Flipping is going to get some good information. If he can take the man down, yes he can. Okay, so now he's going to signal it's definitely B. Kari, the man to watch, gets one. Can he get a second? Yes he can. Fantastic play, and a third. Kari, well done, take it back, 14-8. Brilliant play from the CTs. And it's, guys, it's not over yet, it's 14. That means that Buggit need 2 rounds. So, the deficit, yeah, 6 rounds. But as you said, they're building rounds, taking it step by step. And something we didn't point out is that they were on the verge of eco. And now they've actually forced that eco, a full eco. So, for God's sake, Spanish, convert this round. They might be in with a shot. It's a good chance to get an easy round anyway. Here comes the A-Rush, they're all out, straight out, piling in. And Musamban making it look sexy, getting 2. Nice spray from him. 3 plays, 2 pipes, picked up an M4. Thank you very much. Schneider here is going to take point, flip him with a great headshot for him. And this actually, well, they're making the CT look a lot better for them. They're quite organised. They're good at rotating, and they're starting to hit their shots. So it's not over yet, but it's still, I'm still thinking it's Swedish flags are being flown at the moment. But 14-9, they're still in it.
Yeah, I feel the slow approach that they had on the attack side pays out a lot more dividends when you take it on defense. You know, they don't have to play aggressive. They just basically couldn't wait for the T's to rush them, and that's definitely going to play into Overgaming's hands. But this is still a difficult one for them. But they do have that momentum. It is going to be a full buy up again from the T's, so they're going to have an AWP and a few AK-47s. But there's that doubt now in the back of their minds, maybe. Even with Schneider pulling off crazy 1 hits, 1 taps, they're still losing rounds, and OG are playing this one very well. They're very disciplined, I have to say, on the defense side. They don't go picking too much needlessly. They do at the right times, and then when they realize that, the jig is up, they just do pull themselves back. So Twist, he does realize there was a player in vent, unbeknownst to him, though, that did drop into checkers, so no longer to deal with. And look at this, very fast rotate from Flippin and Muzambani towards the mid area. Lowell's picks up 1, looking for a second, narrowly missing out on the AWP. Second time of asking, no, Twist will convert that, so 1 player down a piece. Grenade goes through on mid. There is a player hiding in that, will be Flippin. but still, they haven't actually completely gone onto a bomb site, Buggit. They're keeping their options open. It looks like it could be a B, though. Here we go. Berg, Schneider, Pipe, all going through. Flippin gets another kill, and that's going to give them the player advantage. However, last 3 players all congregated on B. Kyrie did this before. He's going for it a second time, and Flippin gets the kill. 14-10. This is a huge comeback for Overgaming, and they've got the double digits. That's a nice little confidence booster.
Yeah, come on, I want them to win for my prediction. No, I'm neutral, but I'd love to see it go down to the wire. Yeah, great play. Carey again on that B site, really holding his own. Some good rotates. I kind of thought they left B a bit exposed, but I was wrong. Flippin was at mid, and he was able to get straight there really quickly. And so he backed up Carey, who'd already got 2. So great play from him, I will say once again. Oh, and that's a bit of a misplay. Musambani trying to get into position. Twist with the fast boost is gonna... Well, he has already shot him in the face. So 4 plays 5 already, and Overgaming need every single little advantage they can take against a team of such skill. And so 4 versus 5 is not great. Make that 3 versus 5. 8 is the play. The rotates are going to come in. Flipping, the only man to frag thus far, and Pyth as well is going to get one. Now Carey, just like that, is the last man, and they're staring defeat in the face once again. They've done so well to get to this point, but they are going to be going up against 15 rounds for the terrorist side, so they're going to have to get 5 rounds on the trot just to incur an overtime. We've seen this situation before, and last time it panned out with the the Swedish team winning at 16-10, so that could well happen again. Or, folks, we could stay excited and optimistic. Overgaming could still do it. I want to see them do it just for entertainment's sake, but yeah, easy round there for Buggit, and 15-10 is the scoreline now. Just pressing tab. The money's okay. They're going to be able to buy. So from now on, they need 5 rounds in a row. Would you bet on this? Are you a betting man? Probably not.
No. Sorry to be pessimistic, but no, I wouldn't, because even with all the momentum, even with the nice plays from Overgaming, when you're at such a big discrepancy in terms of, I think it was 6 or 7 rounds at one point. You make one mistake, reality comes crashing back down again. And that's going to be Kabom actually getting flashed out. Gets the first kill, gets the second as well. Double AK headshots, smashing down Overgaming. He's looking for his third. He's hungry. Musabani will get the upper hand. They come back with 2 frags of their own. Pyth comes in, and 8 is completely ripe for the taking right now. Will be planted from Berg. Flippin and Kyrie try and come in. Flippin gets the first. Back onto a 2-on-2. It's a tag team matchup here. 15-10 new scoreline. Match point to the terrorists. Looking to edge his way around Kyrie. Oh, Berg just turns around at the wrong time, and he will get punished. Pyth goes and gets 1, gets the second, and it's not going to matter. Buggit progressed through to face off against ESG, an all-Swedish affair in the semi-finals. That's exciting. I'm happy that it is that, to be honest. Congratulations to Overgaming. Thanks for being a part of this lovely event, but they just didn't cut it for me. When it came up to it, the one-on-one kind of aim battles, the duels, they just weren't